In her 2008 collection of critical essays, The Men in My Life, Vivian Gornick examines the deep, often paralyzing self-doubt experienced by both men and women, posing the question of why men have historically been more successful at expressing these emotions in literature. A finalist for the 2008 National Book Critics Circle Award, the collection has been praised by critics as an overlooked gem. A prominent second-wave feminist and literary critic, Gornick is perhaps best known for her provocative memoir, Fierce Attachments, in which she unpacks the complexities of her fraught relationship with her mother. In The Men in My Life, each essay interrogates the universal struggle for inner freedom, a struggle made especially difficult by two core realities. First, that we are conditioned from childhood to seek external validation, and second, that we are shaped and constrained by the social and political structures of our time, including patriarchy and rigid gender norms. Gornick challenges the patriarchal structures that restrict this internal liberation, ultimately arguing that even men, who appear more free to articulate their inner lives, are ensnared by the same societal forces. Like women, they battle despair, anxiety, alienation, and failure. These emotions, Gornick insists, are not confined to any single era or ideology. They are fundamentally human. The collection pays tribute to male writers who, through their art, sought to illuminate the shared human experience. Through engaging with their work, Gornick contends, we come to understand not just literature but the pursuit of selfhood and freedom. The first essay, George Gissing, A Neurotic for Our Times, focuses on the 19th century English novelist whose reclusive lifestyle fostered writing rich in social insight and emotional complexity. Gornick suggests that Gissing, alienated by the oppressive class structure of Victorian England, turned inward, nurturing his soul in solitude. This sense of disillusionment, she argues, remains deeply relatable. H.G. Wells' The Beginning of Wisdom explores the famed writer's later life disillusionment. Unable to reconcile the gap between his ideals and his reality, Wells came to see himself as a fraud. Gornick posits that he suffered from undiagnosed depression, which permeated his worldview, a condition she sees mirrored in many who grapple with depression or anxiety. In Loren Eiseley, Excavating the Self, Gornick considers how the writer transformed his profound loneliness into a generative force. Rather than resist his isolation, Eiseley built his identity around it, forging meaning from pain. From Eiseley, Gornick believes, we can learn how to turn emotional hardship into a source of inner strength. Randall Jarrell, reading to save his life, contemplates literature as the dividing line between humanity and the animal world. Jarrell devoted his life to pondering the nature of existence and the human condition, an inquiry that ultimately led him to take his own life. In Saul Bellow, Philip Roth, and The End of the Jew as Metaphor, Gornick examines how Jewish American writers created a rich literary tradition grounded in the immigrant experience. Yet she argues, once that experience was fully explored, its literary power diminished. Bellow and Roth both wrestled with the question of what comes after that cultural wellspring has run dry. Allen Ginsberg, America's Holy Fool, turns to the poet's belief in friendship and community as the foundation of great art. Ginsberg saw poetry as a tool of resistance against political oppression, but Gornick suggests he may have overestimated his role in the literary landscape. Lonely and idealistic, he cast himself as a prophet, determined to unify others through verse. Raymond Carver, Andre Dubus, Richard Ford, Tender-Hearted Men, reflects on male writers who embraced emotional vulnerability in their fiction. These men became so immersed in their own feelings that their writing at times veered into sentimentality, blurring the line between authenticity and melodrama. Finally, James Baldwin and V.S. Naipaul, America Made the Difference, analyzes how both writers became preoccupied with forces outside their control. Like Carver, Dubus, and Ford, they were consumed by internal struggles, rage, doubt, and longing for validation, which ultimately came to define them. Gornick warns that when the quest for external approval overtakes one's identity, it can trap the self rather than liberate it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.